All right, so here we go. I'm live, and not only am I live, but I'm live with my brand new iPad. And today what I wanted to do, and I'm going to start this now, and keep up my, I guess, in between the regular Saturday night videos, I'm going to pop in and I'm going to do some Halloween themed videos coming up to the month of October. Then I'll get into my real Halloween stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like the reviews that everybody does. I kind of want to do something different. I'll do like some list videos. I'll do some video recommendations, some movie recommendations and stuff like that. But tonight what I wanted to do was I wanted to have 22 movies that I think everybody should have, or at least try to watch during the September-October month. And along with that, one documentary that I think suits the Halloween thing after all. And because I do separate things for like videos like Friday the 13th. Hey James, how's it going? I just got here actually, and I'm doing this with a new kind of YouTube dark, so I should be able to see you guys' responses just a little bit better. So the idea today, James, and everybody that's here, is that I picked 22 movies. I didn't pick any of the major franchises that I think everybody should like watch or check out on or around the month or the month before Halloween, if you do like a primer month, kind of like I do. Today I watched the Strangers, and it still definitely holds. I'll watch you on Ready to Cut. Yeah, it holds its creepy factor. Though it does go for a few of the jump scares, the obvious jump scares. But it does it in a really cool way of basically having the people that are in the film talk kind of low, so that you have to kind of really turn up the volume to actually hear them. So that when the music stings come in for the jump scares and there's the knocks and that, they seem extra loud. So that was really, really cleverly done actually. So let's get right into it. There's 22 movies here that I've chose, and I tried to stay away from like the what everybody's going to choose, what everybody would choose if doing a list like this. So there are going to be 25 that I like. One is kind of like a movie and its sequel. Hey, little kitty cat. Scary always comes out here now. And but let's start off with this one right here. This one actually got a remake in the 2000s. That wasn't actually too bad. The ending was kind of weak, but the original one was amazing. And that is The House on Sorority Row. If you're going to watch a slasher during Halloween season, and that's not Halloween, House on Sorority Row is one of the definite major ones that I put up there. This one and The Initiation are two slasher films that I think really get a bit of a raw deal. They have some great stuff. This is the Scorpion release DVD of it. Like I think there's a Blu-ray as well. At the time, I think that the Blu-ray was there along with this one, but I wasn't collecting Blu-ray the way that I am now. So I just grabbed the DVD release, and it was really, really good. I gotta say, it's a double disc set, and it has, of course, Katrina from wrestling on here, because she was there. You're adorable. Next up is an Italian one that I think, if you don't own it, you definitely should. I need to upgrade this one to the Blu-ray edition of this. This one is the Blue Underground edition, and that is a little movie called Stage Fright. If you've never seen Stage Fright, it's pretty damn atmospheric and pretty terrifying. Oh, 13 Wolfman, welcome back, dude. You were mentioned last night in my last stream. House on Sorority was an all-time favorite of yours. That is a favorite of mine, and I love the ending for that one. Much like the Dorm That Dripped Blood, it has that type of like kind of like darker, more nihilistic ending. If you have not checked this out, and I know you have, 13th Wolfman, but please do check out Stage Fright. It's an Italian film. It's kind of a combination between a slasher and a giallo. It's very atmospheric, very well done, extremely creepy, and it's done by Michael Soavi. I never know if I get that name right or not. Soavi. Love The Dorm That Dripped Blood also. That's a good one. You know, it's the first time I saw The Dorm That Dripped Blood, I didn't like it because of the ending. It would only be like a couple years later when I actually got a bit more into like some of the more like downbeat endings, like stuff like Eden Lake and stuff that I would actually really appreciate it for what it was. But definitely check this one out, guys. If you have not seen this movie, please check it out. They remastered the Blu-ray recently and re-released it. House on Sorority Row. Oh yeah, this one too, guys. Next up is is definitely what I would consider a classic, and it's by Lamberto Bava, and it is a movie called Demons. So, Stage Fright is one of the odder films with owls. It's the best owl film. My better half loves owls, which is really kind of like odd because when we met, before we dated or anything, she told me she saw this movie where this killer wore an owl mask and it scared the hell out of her. And 10 seconds later, I'm like, oh, I know what that movie is. So the next time I saw her, I actually found the movie. This was before it was available. And I found it through nefarious ways, and actually ended up getting it. And I put it on as a surprise. Freaked you right out. Just saying. But Demons is a fantastic film. It has a great soundtrack, a great 80s soundtrack, filled to the brim with like some amazing 80s stuff. That recent Joe Bob driving, you know, I still haven't watched much of the Joe Bob driving yet, and I really got to. But I want to like get some time to really watch it. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should wait till Halloween now and just like really dive into it. But Demons, definitely, guys, amazing soundtrack, just a great premise overall, and it was amazing that nobody had done it before, and this was done perfectly for me. This was just an incredible film. Next up is a actual modern day classic, and that is Fright Night. This original Fright Night here with Chris Sarandon, Roddy McDowall, of course, the late Roddy McDowall, and of course, Amanda Beers, and what's his name again? I forget his name. William Ragsdale, yeah, who would do the something with the soundtrack to Demons, Motley Crue, and other. Oh, it is incredible, and the Mask for Demons is amazing. I'd love to get that somewhere. Is that out anywhere? Did anyone put that out? I was going to buy like a Halloween mask, like a Michael Myers Halloween mask from Part 2. I was at Spirit of Halloween when I was in Halifax. Unfortunately, I looked at it and it was a really well done mask, but it was $74, which was a bit above like out of my price range at the time. One of my dreams is to own a decent Michael Myers mask, and I guess that's something I have to save up for. As of right now, I haven't been able to grab one yet, but it would be nice to get a really decent Halloween Michael Myers mask. My best mask that I have right now is the Orphan Killer mask, bar none. It definitely where it fits my face too. But Fright Night it's a classic. It actually kind of brought back. It took the kind of like the Hammer Gothic inspired horror and brought it into like at the time modern times of the 80s when I was growing up. Had a great, fantastic soundtrack, wonderful cast, and just some top-notch writing and acting right along the board. What are you looking for? He's like literally like coming up in my. He does this every time. Every time I think he wants to get on the camera. It's a photo about me, but he's shy and he kind of like he just comes up a little bit. There's two by this director that I've got to recommend, and this one will thrill you. That is Night of the Creeps. It is just this is the original like DVD release of it. Fantastic film. Tommy Atkins is amazing in this. Have the Mask from Demons. Oh yeah, Peter Vincent's character. Yeah, Peter Cushing and Vincent Price. I can hear the cat purring. You can? Oh, that's good. That's my microphone's working then. Oh yeah, he's purring like big time tonight. He was with my better half, but she's gone to bed now, so she must have fell asleep because he's down here. Oh yeah, Night of the Creeps is a hell of a lot of fun. Night of the Demons is a good movie too, by the way. It's just it's tongue planted firmly in cheek or through cheek, you want to say, but it just is incredible. And I can't mention Night of the Creeps without mentioning this obvious movie that I think everybody should watch. And if you got like younger folks, this is a good primer, a good start. I'd say double feature this one with The Gate, and you're good to go. That you're going to get like new horror fans for life. Anything with Tom Atkins is good. Stash, man, the stash is awesome. Even when he doesn't have a stash, is awesome. But when he has the stash, it's just a little bit extra on the coolness meter there. And that is The Monster Squad. This is a fantastic little film. I really enjoy this. This is like Goonies for horror fans, and it works really well. They have a great cast. Duncan Rieger, who's probably best known from like the 90s Zorro TV series, actually plays Dracula in this film. And if you've ever seen the Wolfman's Got Knives at that channel, Two things, ladies. Your dates are dead. Your dates are here. They are dead. That was on the original like VHS cover, wasn't it? Two things. You've never liked this one? Really, the Monster Squad? I'm actually kind of surprised, James. I can see, like, it's not, probably not for everybody, but I think it's when you see it too. For me, I've always been a really big fan, but I'm a big fan of, I guess, of the Universal Monsters too, and it was nice to see them come out that way, but I can kind of get it. But I am actually a huge fan of that one. Next up is the newest film that I'm definitely putting on my list. And that is one that that divided fans, but it actually did really well in the box office actually last year. And that is the movie It, with Chapter 2 being made. Now, some people love this. The guy that plays Wolfman played Brutes on The Pretender. Really? Did you know that that's also the guy that plays the Wolfman type character in Fright Night Part 2? And he's also in Terrorvision as the heavy metal guy, the kind of the boyfriend character. I know the guy you're talking about because as soon as you say that, that's where I know him from. He got around with genre stuff, kind of like when you see Robert Picardo and you're watching like what's the Star Trek show? It was on Voyager, right? Is it Voyager? And then you see like you go back and watch The Howling again, and you realize, oh crap, that really creepy like werewolf is actually Robert Picardo. But It definitely, I think this is going to be, you know, it's fun. I don't think it's like, it's a little scary, but I don't think it's, you think it's so much better than the original? I think it's different. Yeah, he played Eddie Quist. You know, I can never remember his name. I just remember him as the Happy Face Killer. I never remember the actual name of the character. I just remember the Happy Face Killer. Because, you know, the smiley thing that would be on where he would kill people. But It, yeah, I don't know if I like them both. The other one's a TV miniseries, so I try not to compare them too much, which, you know, is not, you know, I should, but no, this is scarier, and it's definitely a much more cinematic film. The casting on this film was incredible, and Bill Skarsgård, I'll be honest with you, I had no faith in him playing the character of Pennywise, and he completely proved me wrong, and I was so glad that he did so. If you don't have this movie, and I'm pretty sure everybody and their grandmother has the movie It by now, it's definitely one to throw on around Halloween time. It's a cool little film. See what I did there? It's a cool little film. This is one I talked about a bit, but I'm going to talk about it again because I think everybody should own this movie. Skarsgård was excellent. Skarsgård, it was insane. And I shouldn't have been so really surprised because the Skarsgårds are just incredible actors all around. I've never been disappointed with the Skarsgård. Is a memory of seeing The Howling in the drive-in when it came out. Peace of my mind. See, The Howling always freaks me out. I think people go, you're either, I like them both, but you're either like, The Howling's either your big like werewolf movie or American Werewolf in London is your big werewolf movie. And people, there's camps that will proclaim each one as their favorite werewolf movie. I'm not going to tell you which one mine is right now because I want to do a werewolf like themed episode. So see what I did there? Of course you did. Yeah, we'll do that werewolf themed episode. This movie right here, Pieces. If you do not own this movie, please own this movie. It is a fantastic film. Grinders Releasing just did an incredible job with this film. Silver Bullet. Megan Follows. She's a Canadian, and she was one of the stars of that. I had a huge crush on her when I was younger. We actually went, I think, to the same school at one point. But Pieces is a fantastic film. It is strange and odd, and if you've never seen it, and you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, for instance, then there's a movie called Pod People that actually was done by the guy. But the Pieces is done by the guy who did the movie Pod People, which is probably one of the best Mystery Science Theater episodes. Trumpy does stupid things. You don't have to go to Texas to have a Chainsaw Massacre. Megan Fox was also on Anne Green Gables. That's where she became really famous at. Now, here in Canada, she did a little show called Matt and Jenny, which was about a brother and sister named Matt and Jenny that were like looking for their parents. And of course, she was on like shows like Littlest Hobo and stuff like that as well. But she gained prominence with Anne Green Gables, and everybody that I knew fell in love with her during that time of my youth, because that would have been my when I was growing up. That came out actually, and of course, being in Canada was huge. You just realize that. Well, see if you look at watch it closely. The one of the kind of the lead young actor is also the lead guy, kind of the lead guy from the Power People too. He's the guy that sings. You know, the one that you know, it stinks. That's it. That's the guy that has the big shocking scene at the end of this film. And it took me a while to put two and two together, to be honest with you. But when I did, I was like, I know that guy from somewhere. I know the guy from somewhere, and it just came to me, and I'm like, damn, that's. So then I checked out who directed it, and I was like, yeah, this is a guy that did Power People. But Pieces is a fantastic little film. It is strange and unusual and funny and gross, but it is definite. It's a must-watch, especially around it's a must-watch anytime. It's a must-watch around Halloween time, and have some like people. It's got the same actor, yeah. Extraterrestrial visitors in non-menacing version of Power People. All right on. But yeah. I remember renting out Pieces when it was first on VHS back in the 80s. You're about 14. Yeah, so Pieces was one of those that I stumbled upon. I knew nothing about it going in. Much like you, I watched on VHS. That's what made you realize it? Yeah, me too. His face, it was like, it just got to me. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. And then it all came together, meshed into one. Pieces is pretty sick, but it's a good kind of sick, Tim. And it's a weird film. From its like strange opening. Oh, Trumpy. That means so much different now. And when from the opening of Pieces right to its really strange what the hell ending, it is just a joy to watch. There's scenes with the gardener, who of course was Bluto in the Popeye, the live action Popeye film with Robin Williams. We also had we had like a kung fu guy show up in the film. It's just it's got a little bit for everybody. So just watch Pieces. It's a fantastic film. Next up is one that I love, and if you can get this edition of it, I really, really recommend it. And this is the movie Tenebrae. I talk about this all the time. I'm a huge J.R. Argento fan, and this is one that I always thought Susan. I love Susan George, and my dad is actually a huge Susan George fan. Which probably was the reason that I would have seen it. Unsane, yes, Unsane is what it was called here originally. But that was a very cut-up version, as you know, Tim. Yeah, we had this for years as Unsane here, until we got Tenebrae. Tenebrae. Did I spell it wrong? Did I pronounce it wrong? Have I been pronouncing it wrong all these years? What? Tenebrae? Now remember, I'm talking fast because I'm Canadian too, so that may be for part of the reason for my getting it wrong. We'll go with that. All right, so Tenebrae is a fantastic film. J.R. Argento's best film, one of his best films in my opinion, is his best film in my opinion. You know, my humble opinion. My opinion is not humble. Think about getting the soundtrack from Waxworks Records. It is a fantastic soundtrack, James. It's one that I got to say I listen to all the time. I like to pronounce it as Tenebrae. Yeah. I pronounce the same way you do. One of those words. We'll ask Argento. Does he say the name? I gotta check. I'm kind of curious now. But no, definitely pick this one up. What's really great about this, guys, is especially if you've watched a lot of Giallos, or if you want to like get primed for watching Giallos again, there is a fantastic Giallo documentary on this disc here. Definitely worth picking up. I'm with James here on like I would love to get the Tenebrae soundtrack from Waxworks Records. They just do such a good job. Did such a good job with that. It's my favorite soundtrack, and it sticks with you. It really does. It gets the mood. But the old Mill Creek version, I think, is called Insane. Yeah, it is actually. We in North America, the cut version was called Insane, and that's what we got here. Like in the, I think it actually made some theaters. I talked about like anthology films, and with a lot of people getting ready to buy the new Creepshow that's coming out from Scream Factory, it's good to look back at one of the older anthology films that I think actually does everything so well, and it just has a great like package put together, great disc, and I 110% recommend this one. If you get a chance to get it and get this version of it. Unsane was awfully cut. It was all of Argento's films, or unfortunately 13th Wolfman, originally were awfully cut. Did you see the like what they did with Deep Red originally, and some of his other I think stuff like Bird that got through okay, but but a lot of his films were cut to pieces. So it was only after that he got, really popular and got a name in that we actually were able to get stuff like that. You're probably like me in that you had to like originally order stuff from away. Miami, Video Search Miami was my place to get Argento films for years because they would get the uncut versions of it. It would be a crappy VHS copy, but at least you get an uncut copy of like things like Four Flies and Tenebrae and films like that. But Torture Garden, definitely one to own. If you do not own this movie, it is a great anthology film. Not only that, it's a really great Indicator release. Indicator is renowned nowadays for their box sets. They put out a lot of really good box sets. They got like one, possibly two more Hammer box sets coming out actually. Scarecrow Video here in Seattle. You did see, I had to send away. Then Video Search Miami was like $25 a pop for like a uncut release of any film. Movies like Massacre Time and stuff like that. I paid $25 to get those. But this one here, guys, if you if you're dipping your toes in Indicator and you're not yet ready to spend the price for like for a full box set and you want to see what Indicator's like, grab up the Torture Garden release. It is an amazing release. This is a fantastic little film. One of the best Amcast anthologies in my opinion, and definitely check this out. It's got a lot of great features on here. Interviews, Kim Newman on Torture Garden. Kim Newman's always interesting. Now you can still order from them. Really? I did not. Video Search Miami is still around. Wow. I thought with all the stuff that's out now, it would kind of make it like defunct. I guess it makes it harder to find stuff. I remember back in the day when Convoy wasn't released, that was like long lost, and you can only get Convoy from overseas. And you think of it as such a simple film. Oh no, Scarecrow Video's still around. Okay, I was gonna say, because Video Search Miami was one of those you find. I don't know about the sexy part, but hello there, Savannah. Convoy, yeah, actually Convoy with Chris Christopherson. When I was originally doing I used to sell like movies back in the VHS back in the day. What I do with Adam McGraw, I'd reach out because there were people that couldn't get out and they wanted to get films. Trucker movie, that's the one. It actually was the highest selling movie that I ever sold, and the most expensive one. Tonight we are talking about 22 horror films that you should definitely own and watch during the Halloween season. And I'm trying to pick different stuff. Kino sales now. Yeah, it does. Like, see, Convoy is easy to get now, but Tim, back in the day, do you know how much Convoy sold? You know, when I sold a copy, you know how much that was? It was $90 for Convoy. That's how much I sold a copy of Convoy for. It was really hard to get, and it was like a really hard VHS to find. It was one of the rarest you could find. A little bit of like history from like around here. Convoy was incredibly hard to find and incredibly in demand. I made a lot of money off the VHS of Convoy. Best horror film series are the Saw series. I wouldn't go that far, but you know, it's a decent series. This movie here, these tapes were expensive to buy in the VHS days. You had to rent them, yeah. House on the Edge of the Park. Now, definitely not something that's for everybody, but I do think that of David Hess's movies, this is probably my favorite. You know, that's, you know, I like them all. I like Last House on the Left. I like Hitchhike, but this has a very special place in my heart. And of course, this is Ruggero Deodato that did this one here, and you know, guys, I think the guy is like very underrated. A lot of people today we talk about Argento and Fulci and Bava, but not enough talk gets spoken about Deodato, and Deodato is really, really good. See, yeah, I think that this is probably, and it's kind of like the rape murder scene at the beginning of this film. David Hess, that's his wife, and he didn't even used to talk about that fact that his wife was playing that role. It's a home invasion flick, yeah, and a kind of early home invasion flick. Yeah, keep the kids, mom and the wife away. This one is not for people easily disturbed. There's like, you know, this is definitely like one of the early home invasion films, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, it gets a little bit on the rapey side. It gets a lot on the rapey side, but it's actually really well done. Really, keep kids wearing the kicks. Yeah, you can wear the kicks. But yeah, definitely. And I got give the devil their due. Code Red, you guys, you put a great edition of House on the Edge of the Park out. It is amazing. It's a masterful film. Love this movie. I got this on the Shriek Show edition as well, but having this upgraded on the Blu-ray was a must. And if you get a chance to see it, just know that it's got disturbing sequences in it. Hey Rich, how's it going? We're doing 22 movies here tonight that I think you should own and probably watch during the Halloween season. This one is to watch like for like, well, older viewers at least, because it's going to be something that's going to disturb some people. Next up is an Arrow release, and not one that's talked about a lot actually. And it was one of their special editions. It was originally titled Fall Break, but it was the other title, the title that we mostly know it under, is the title The Mutilator. And what's really cool about this movie is the characters are actually, well, genuinely likable and sort of realistically done. It's not take a brain surgeon to figure out like the murder or anything like that, and there's not a real mystery to it. But I liked spending time with the characters, and I was sad when each of the characters got killed off. I enjoyed the way The Mutilator was done. It wasn't a perfect film, but I think it's flew under the radar enough that it's definitely something that needs to be rediscovered if you haven't checked it out. You guys let me know what you thought about it, because I'm sure a lot of people grabbed this, you know, because it was like the Arrow slipcase edition and all that. Perfect. 13 Wolfman. Oh, Jose, welcome as well. One of the most underrated slashers of the 80s. I agree. I think it's extremely underrated. I didn't put like Blood Rage in there this time because I figure that's on Prime. I'm not sure what the quality is like on Prime, but definitely check it out. If you get the chance to get the Arrow edition, I do recommend it's rich. It's really well done, and there's a ton of features that you'll dive into afterwards, because it is a really good film. Next up is, I guess this is kind of a 2-for-1 really. Watch them both, watch them like marathon them. And there were 2 of these done. And these are really fun films to watch, especially around Halloween time. They really get you in the mood to watch other things, especially if you're going to watch some Universal horror or some like 50s and 60s like monster horror and stuff like that. Then the Waxworks films are really, really fun. Of course, the first one is, you know, definitely the best one. The second one seemed like it was almost doing like could have been like a pilot for like an ongoing Waxworks TV series, and I was so wanted to see more after seeing part 2. Deborah Foreman's in the original Waxworks, and of course she's recasted in the second film. But definitely check these out. These are ones that I think should be watched. You know, everybody should see these. They're fun little films. They skate along horror and comedy, but they do it really well. It's got a great cast, and there are some really neat sequences in both of these films. Bruce Campbell shines in the second film, and in his hilarious sequence that he has. Definitely check this out. Oh, the new Apple products. Oh, I have not seen that yet. Savannah, actually, though, this is my new iPad that I'm filming this on right now. There's a 2017 and 2018. 2018 had the pen, the stylus, like support. The 2017 had a keyboard. I write a lot, so I got this 2017 keyboard. Waxworks, yeah, it's a fantastic film. I'm doing good so far, guys, with this list. Hopefully you're going to keep thinking I'm doing good when you see this one. My mic is crackling a little. Hopefully that doesn't stay like that. Let me know if it keeps crackling a lot. It could be like what the way I'm wearing too. I'm sweatered up today because we're getting into the fall season. Sweatered up. That sounds like something that let me see. Let me try something. Watch. Hopefully, maybe that's a little better. I don't know. We'll see. If not, hopefully I can't afford to get a mic yet, but we'll see then. Watch you. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna watch the album afterwards, Savannah, as well. I'm actually kind of interested. Lizard in a Woman's Skin, Fulci film, and one that I strongly recommend. If you have not seen this movie, please do see this movie. It's a fantastic giallo film. It's just a fantastic film overall. I love the cast. I love the way that this movie's done. I like the twist in the film. There's one like sequence there where he has with the dogs, which is disturbingly well done. And this edition, actually somebody that I knew actually gave this to me as a present, and when they gave it to me, they switched it over into a green case. So that was kind of like which I thought was really clever, really kind of cool. Fulci, yeah, I love Fulci. I do. I'm a huge Fulci fan, And this one here is great. Get the Mondo Macabre edition of this movie if you can. This is a fantastic edition. And definitely support Mondo Macabre. They put out a lot of really good stuff, and they work really, really hard on it. And there are a ton of features on here that are worth checking out. But don't worry, it's not the only Italian, because we got a bit of Fulci on here tonight. Because, see my comment on the other live stream, but the changing disc replacement program. I did actually. It's the 5.1 lossless that has the what's wrong? It's the 5.1 lossless that has the drop in the sound, right? That's the I got to check into that. I definitely will get it, get it replaced. It's not like if it's just a drop it in the sound on the one audio and the audio is good on the other ones. It's not something that I guess that I'm running to do right away, as opposed to like something like if picture was lost or things were cut out. But I'll definitely get it changed. I just want to watch the film before I end up having to do that. Do you have this in the disc in? I haven't like managed to check out where it which one like how to do it yet. Another Fulci film, and one I gotta recommend. It's his sleazier film, but I always watch. Yeah, see that's the same thing with me. That's why I'm kind of conflicted on do I want to do it. But the new disc it's corrected, I guess. But I'm not somebody that goes in and has to like. When it came to like shivers and stuff like that, I did that disc replacement when they did it, and because it's a scene or two that was missing it, but mostly really because he upgraded the documentary on Shivers with extra scenes. But things like Army of Darkness, I had like there's like 4 editions, and I never did go for like I don't know if mine did they? Did Shivers give you shivers at all? You'll find out actually, Tim, because you know what, that may or may not be on this list. And after all. Well, it was yesterday, Brian De Palma's birthday. That's Cronenberg. I don't think I have a De Palma on here as well. Didn't buy it, but if I did, wouldn't bother with replacing it. And I did, and I got it for really a good price. I got it for like $5, brand new at a flea market. This guy had bought a bunch of like Blu-rays from this guy. The New York Ripper. Love this movie. This is the Shameless Blu-ray edition of it. I love the case. I love the way the Shameless do these cases. Obviously, it's a Shameless one, so I can't show you the back of it because there's going to be a ton of nudity on it. But this is a really cool like Fulci film. It's one that I watch over and over again. I'm not sure why, but I just really love this film. It's got an absurd premise, but I just think that it's the methods and the madness. The execution is so well done. Oh, more coming. If I do manage to grab the Ingmar Bergman set, then that's 39 more. Oh, fingers crossed. Shameless is not. Yeah, the Shameless right now for me is like the go-to edition. I do have like the Blue Underground edition of it as well, and on Blu-ray too actually. So I have both editions. I'm a huge fan of that film, and I think I've got it on a DVD edition. At least one DVD edition, maybe 2. So like New York River is obviously a film that is really, honestly, very near and dear to my heart. And you just mentioned it. Oh, I hope this thing is just like I'm gonna just like kind of twist this here. Hopefully this helped. And I do apologize for the cracking of the mic. Please don't leave my stream because of it. I'll do my best to maybe I'll speed this up. But Shivers, fantastic Cronenberg film. One of my favorites. Lynn Laurie is in this movie, and she is utterly just entranced. I think Lynn Laurie is still a beautiful, beautiful woman. Actually, she's aged extremely well, and she is like the epitome of class. Okay, thanks, James. No, I really do appreciate it. Actually, I wouldn't like want to like go back and realize, oh no, I didn't know this. So that way I can actually prime for my next video. And but Shivers, I'm hoping everybody here loves. I'm Canadian. I love exploitation. One that I have to grab down the road is The Cannibal Girls, which is a favorite film of mine, actually, done by Ivan Reitman of all people. But Shivers is really, really good. It's a very raw Cronenberg, very early Cronenberg, and I think his early stuff, for me personally, is Cronenberg's best stuff. Yeah, there. See, James is a fellow Shivers lover. This is a great film, and it stands the test of time. Like obviously the suit, their clothing, their hairstyles is kind of dated. Still need, see, me too. And I love Cannibal Girls, and I've seen it on like Shudder, and I watched it on like different streaming services. But it's one that I really want to own. It's Conexploitation. You guys know I have to have all the Conexploitation. I almost wrote a book on Conexploitation actually. But yeah, definitely grab this one here. It is a fantastic one, and it is a great representation of Canadian horror. Canadian horror done well. This is one I've actually spoken about before, and that is, I'm actually the link to Cannibal. Oh, thanks a lot. I think you did that earlier, actually. But I just haven't had a chance to to grab it yet. But I will grab that one down the road. Because I've peeked at it. Nice ceiling. Ta-da! But Don't Torture Duckling. I think Savannah actually went out and was going to buy this one. The swimming pool scene. The swimming pool scene is something that stuck in my head as a young boy and still sticks in my head today. And on Instagram, when I got to speak to Lynn Laurie, once she was really sweet, and I really should have told her. But I thought it would be kind of creepy to tell her, hey, that swimming pool scene was a huge part of my childhood. So yeah, I didn't go there. Don't Torture Duckling, great film. This is, again, Fulci's best. Yeah, it's incredible, and he's put out a lot of really great films, but this may be his best giallo film. I go back and forth between this one and A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, and I want to have both of those on the list. I'm kind of Fulci heavy on this one here. Love the Halloween tent in the background. Oh yeah, that's from part 5. There's actually a part 4 one too, I think, but I don't have that one. But sure, it's I'll agree. I bought those. There's actually a story behind those 2 tins in the background. I was at a convention in Montreal, at Montreal Comic Con, and they're making a documentary on where they're trying to get the funding to make a documentary on Evil Dead fans called Hail to the King, the Deadites. I also have the Hellraiser tent. Yeah, I do actually. You're watching The Prowler. The Prowler is a fantastic film, and that was one that should actually be on my list, but my copy's right over there. There's a movie that you would think that it was done really well, but it could serve to a remake, and actually just you could actually make a really good remake of The Prowler. Because I'm not against remakes, but what I don't want them to do is over explain it. Just do the movie, put in some more brutal kills, update the cast, that type of thing. Don't get into The Prowler's tragic backstory. Nobody wants that. Just think of Black Christmas. Think about it in the Black Xmas. You know what I'm talking about. Don't Torture Duckling. Definitely check this movie out. It's a fantastic film. It's not just a fantastic horror film. It's a fantastic film, and it has a great cast. And there's a great performance by Florinda Balkan on this film here that does deserve to be seen. Really thick white case, 4th shelf down. Probably my, that's not one of my more expensive ones. The really thick one, it's a kind of a film noir collection done by Popcorn Films, which I'll grab in a few minutes after I get through these here. And I'll show you what it is. Next up is another Argento film that I do think that everybody should see, and it's a good one to double feature with Tenebrae, and that is Deep Red. Of course, known more commonly in the horror circles as Profondo Rosso, which is the original title. This is a great film. Popcorn Flicks. Popcorn Flicks. They actually put out a few different things. Original Suspiria is amazing. Suspiria actually is a big film for for most horror fans, but in particular, God, what's his name? From Lord of the Rings, the guy from Maniac, whose name is you always do get me off my chair at least once. So this is Deep Red. Definitely pick it up. If you haven't seen this, Savannah, by the way, check this one out. It is a fantastic film. It is great. It's creepy. The soundtrack is amazing. Elijah Wood, thank you. Elijah Wood was actually, I think it was in a Rue Morgue magazine. He was, they did kind of a mini interview on him. Joe Spinell's from the original Maniac. I'm just talking about Elijah Wood, who did the remake. He was asked, he's a huge horror fan, and he said Suspiria is his favorite horror film. And it's one that he can actually like kind of just put on in the background, and he has put it on in the background with just the music track playing at parties and stuff like that, which is actually kind of cool and made me respect Elijah Wood just a little bit more when I already respected him a lot anyway. But definitely check this out, and if you have not seen this movie, it's a great film. Don't Google it. It has a great little twist ending, and it's really cool. Argento is a master of those little like kind of like the killers is shown for you, but oh damn, I didn't pick up on that. Did you get Fangoria? The deadline was today. I didn't actually. I couldn't. I'll be completely honest with you. We went out to the wedding, and we had to grab some stuff while we were there, and we kind of overspent. You didn't like Elijah Wood and Maniac? I thought he did good actually. It's very different from the Joe Spinell one. I can't compare them because I don't think they're it's a similar. The story is very similar, but I think he did a good job for what he did. I don't know if he was too hammy. I didn't find him, but I think he was going for kind of different. Do I have the new release of The Changing? I've got the Severn release. I don't have the Jail. I don't have the other, like the UK release. Oh, I went to a wedding and we had to it was in a big goodies. That's actually a good film. It was great in Open Window. I love Open Windows actually. That's really underrated too. Sasha Grey's in Open Windows, right? I'm pretty sure that's ex-adult actress Sasha Grey. But yeah, when we went to the wedding, we went to George C. Scott. George C. Scott was amazing. And Changing is fantastic. I actually picked that up recently, JL. I grabbed it. I grabbed the Severn edition with the one that has the CD soundtrack in it as well. But yeah, when we went to Halifax, it's a bigger city, and around that time there's a lot of stuff that we pick up. So I picked up some stuff, some T-shirts, and I picked up some films and I got like some Christmas stuff. I got some birthday stuff for my better half. So when we came out, we were, let's just say, I'm gonna have a lot of sandwiches in the next couple of weeks. We'll go with that. We're gonna have a lot of sandwiches in the next couple of weeks. Some bologna. Gonna have some bologna. Hell Night. If you have not picked up this Scream Factory edition, this is one of the best Scream Factories that has been put out in a very long time. Not only is this an extremely underrated slasher film with a great cast and a really good story, and my next pick from Arrow Video and Shout Factory, for Scream Factory, it's probably going to be Creepshow if I get a chance to get it. I'm not showing the Arrow ones yet. I am grabbing the Indicator stuff that's coming out. Some Night the Demon and the new William Castle at Columbia set, and of course the Kino editions of Night Stalker and Night Strangler, and most probably Trilogy of Terror as well. But I'm kind of up in the air between getting Trilogy of Terror or I've got a huge crush on Linda Blair. She's already on my Google Doc of crushes, and I would still, to this day, I would be speechless, like going up to see Linda Blair in person. One of the people that I really want to meet. Check that Wimpy hanging out. Oh yeah. Oh really? You recently grabbed Savage Streets. Savage Streets is a fantastic film. I've got that here. I got the Arrow edition. That's now out of print actually. Great features on it. I have to say that. They did an amazing job with it. But yeah, this one, not only is this a fantastic film, but from everybody here also that has I couldn't believe the amount of special features and interviews, and just like everybody that you can imagine was interviewed on this disc. They just went through everybody. There's a commentary here as well. It's just really fantastic. Oh, I forgot about Trick or Treat, and that is one that I do want to get. Go for the confession, Savannah. I'm going to do the next one. That is Return of the Living Dead, and this is the second sight edition. Movie Teeth. Oh, that's a good movie, Christopher. Actually, I did like Teeth. Actually, that's Corrid's releasing Savage Streets on Blu-ray in the future. But you know how hard it's going to be for me to get that one, right, James? Even though it's one that I really want. Ronin Flicks. Yeah, probably is the best way for me to get it. It's probably through Ronin Flicks, but they're still a bit expensive when it comes to the shipping. I have to check on that. The More Brains documentary is on here. That's the cool thing about this release. Actually, it has the More Brains documentary, and it was different. And not only that, it has like the whole documentary. So any bonus feature documentary, the bonus feature, you know, the documentary about the other Evil Dead, the other Return of the Living Dead films, that was on the More Brains documentary, is also on here as well. Oh, it doesn't ship outside the U.S. It's hard for me when it comes to this stuff. But the second site, this is like, and I know Scream Factory put out an edition of this, but one thing that you will get if you get this edition is the complete original soundtrack. Did you give it a go? I don't know if I've seen that review, or if I have, it's been a long time. Because this is an older release, right? But this is like that's a really good one. Do I have the Birth of I do have the Birth of the Living Dead documentary. It was I got it from Zavvi. I think at the time the Blu-ray edition of it was Zavvi only. But you could buy like the DVD edition anywhere. But at the time, Zavvi had the exclusive rights to the Blu-ray. It was one of my first buys from Zavvi. Actually, I think I bought one thing from them before, and it took forever to come, so I wasn't going to order from them again. But the Birth one has actually got it back. Question Lady Gaga. I think Data and Heartbeat. Yeah. Same. Although I think, you know, might get murdered for that, but no. Yeah, but no, I definitely would. She's amazing. I think my better half would actually be cool with that. Return of the Living Dead, definitely a fantastic film. The documentary is on here as well, and it is one of the greatest like horror documentaries. It's amazingly done. Definitely want to pick up. And if you want to get the original film with the original soundtrack and no songs missing, this is as far as I know, this is one of the only ways to get it. Even the Scream Factory edition had a couple of the songs like changed. And last but not least, I did want to put something Carpenter in here. And and I didn't want to put in Halloween, because I do Halloween stuff on here. And I do like the Halloween franchise and all that. Then you have the right edition, the good edition. I wanted to put like what I think is the most, in my opinion, underrated Carpenter horror film that's out there. And you know, everything else I think has gotten like talked about like The Fog, and you know that's not horror, though I do love Assault on Precinct 13. But this one here, right, exactly. Prince of Darkness is probably hands down his most underrated and underappreciated horror film that he's put out. It doesn't get talked about a lot. It's way better than you would like. A lot of people would give it credit for. It has an incredible cast. Alice Cooper, that's his best. This is his best horror role. Actually, perfect. Alice Cooper, yeah, it's his best horror role, and he's in like Freddy's Dad and stuff like that, and other films and other not so good films. But just a really good film. A great creepy ending. I saw this one with my dad actually in the theater. I've talked about the story about this many times, where I was walking home. It's the middle of winter. I got to go through a go through a graveyard. Schizo in the movie. Yeah, this is an incredible film, and I think that it's one that we don't talk about a lot. We don't go back to. We always say, you know, watch Halloween, watch Halloween 1, 2, watch Halloween 3, watch those, but we don't go back and talk about Prince of Darkness, and I think we should. I think it's a really good film, and much like, hey Stephanie, welcome. Are you a fan of Prince of Darkness, Stephanie? Because this is one of my favorite John Carpenter films. One of the greatest of like the ones that it is. I think it's definitely one of his best films. I stand by that one. So, or do we have any love for Prince of Darkness here? They live. That's creepy. That's why I created the creepy computer. Yeah, I know. Isn't Alice? Yeah, Alice Cooper is a rock star. Alice Cooper's a band. Yeah, I guess he would be considered Alice Cooper. But he started as a country singer, and then he went into rock and roll. It was in Class of 1984 and Scream. Yeah, Alice Cooper's music was also in, though, I guess, you know, one of the most popular Friday 13th films, which is Friday 13th Part 6. And his Constrictor album, they took two songs. They had Man Behind the Mask, which was made for the film, and of course Teenage Frankenstein, which plays when they're driving in the camper. Jason Lives, right on. And I don't know how much I've listened to that, but I think some of my favorites were like Poison, and like Thrill of My Gorilla, stuff like that. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan, so I could talk about Alice Cooper all night, so we won't go there. I actually had the chance to meet him once. Hard Rock Summer USA. Just, he did some incredible stuff, and he does some great concept tours. I would love to see like Alice Cooper, like a live show. I never have. I was working at Zeller's, and Alice Cooper was promoting his latest album. He came in to eat at our restaurant. At the restaurant there. The new NECA Friday the 13th 5 figure is awesome. I don't have 5. The last one I picked up was part 6. I've got to check it out though, because 5 is one of my favorite Friday the 13th films. Yeah, I like a lot of the weird ones. 5 just really stands out to me because that is such a cool cast, and has the guy from Return of the Living Dead actually is in part 5 of Friday the 13th. He plays Demon. But yeah, this is the last of the 22. But it's not the last of what I got put here, because there's one extra thing, kind of a curveball. I wanted to give you guys one really good documentary. And it's actually 2 documentaries that definitely should be watched. NECA's Twitter. I don't know if I can NECA. I don't have NECA on my Twitter. I should. I got to put that there. When it became the lead singer of a band that was once named after dead witch Alice Cooper. Exactly. What's really cool is I used to have the country album, you know, before, but I had it on an 8-track. Well, I think my mom or my stepdad or something like that had it. But these documentaries, I do recommend. They're fantastic watches any time of year. It will make you buy a ton of movies afterwards, and I watch these over and over again. Oh, kitty! And they are the Video Nasties documentaries. They were put out in the UK, I think, by Optimum. Oh, that's your claws, and they're stuck. Oh, hold on a second. My cat is like there. My cat stuck his like was just leaning on me, but his claws got stuck, so I just had to move down a bit. But yeah, check these out. Video Nasties, the Definitive Guide, and Video Nasties. I think it's the what's it called? Oh, the second one has a name. Look at all this. Draconian Days. You know these. So yeah, the Video Nasties. The first one's fantastic. The second one's even better. A rare case where in the sequel even outdoes the first one, but definitely you can watch them. How old is my cat? My cat is 14 years old. Going on 15 actually. 39 original Video Nasties. Oh, people that collect all of them, really? There's a few guys actually that I know that would probably have all of these. I don't have all the Video Nasties. When I get them, I'll be honest with you, more than likely it's by accident. Have I watched Ash vs. Evil Dead? I have seen the first 2 seasons. I have yet to watch the third. So, and I did enjoy it. A very rare case indeed. But definitely check this out. And if you really like this, if you find that this is your, as Austin Powers would say, if this is your bag, baby, then definitely check out the other documentary that came out called Ban the Saddest Videos. It came with the House on Straw Hill release by Synapse, right? Synapse or Severin put that out. Yeah, they're actually not that bad. It was like, it's kind of like the the evil like heavy metal music in the day. You play the song backwards, listen to Kiss, and one of your nights in Satan's service, all that type of stuff. But yeah, people are getting arrested for actually having these movies. Yeah, see what Studio Canal is releasing. The Fog, yeah, I actually saw those. They look really, really good. Thank you. Severin put out House on Straw Hill. And if you like these, and Stephanie, if you've seen these ones here, both these, then and you don't have the House on Straw Hill, it's as a bonus disc in it for the first 3,000 copies, and I think you can still get it because House on Straw Hill was unfortunately not one of their biggest sellers that Severin had. There's a Ban the Saddest Videos which you must own. It is incredible. Oh, the Psycho quadrilogy, Psycho film. I'm a huge Psycho fan, And I like the fourth one too. And you know, a lot of people don't like it, but I thought the fourth one was really well done. Hey, it's 50 minutes of the stream, but better late than never. I'm not working today, so it's awesome. Just getting all up in my arms about that. See, but there's the thing. It's a time it's an amazing time to like to look back on, to reflect on. The video nasties era is something that I've been wanting to do a video on for like really do an in-depth video on for a long time, but it's one that I also want to do like a really good job on. So it's something that that's been on my plate for a while, but it's something that's that I keep pushing back on because it's something that is kind of near and dear to my heart. And there's such great wealth of material out on Video Nasties era that it's something that I would want to dive into head first. I would have to rewatch the documentaries and that. Canada has their own Video Nasties list. We did actually. My French-Canadian friend showed a list of movies you couldn't legally own back then. Yeah, there were a few. That was kind of ironic too. It's fun research. Oh, I love research. That's the thing, Stephanie. I'm a geek for research. That's why I've got so many of these movies, actually. That's why I need to have the physical copies of things, because I want the features. And there are times, and I'll be honest with you, when I've seen a movie a dozen times, and I just want to dive into the features. And to accept in a t-shirt in black, it's PayPal accepted. There, I got t-shirts. That's it. One of these days. I'm surprised I was on Killer Flicks Facebook page, and somebody asked them like for t-shirts, and I would have thought Killer Flicks, like they're a big site, they would have had like t-shirts by now. Like Lee or somebody like that would definitely do something along those lines. Turn my collection to a video store so you can get a card. When I originally did this out, and you probably know this, Stephanie is basically, I was going to call you Steph, and I don't know if people like shortened names, so I'll go with Stephanie. Is that my whole idea was to make my collection the video store that I'd want to walk into. And James Rolfe actually did that from Cinemassacre. He actually did he pretty much made a video store in his basement. And he too, like having like the counter down there and everything. I don't think I've got the space yet to do something like that. But movie wise, this pretty much is reflective of what I would have loved to have seen if I walked into a video store. My ideal video store to walk into. That's fine. Yeah, Rolfe has an amazing collection. Rolfe's incredible, and Rolfe, who's known for video game stuff, has an amazing mind for cinema and film as well. And if you haven't checked it out, Board Games is incredible. Let's do a series on Video Nasties. I would just start with the first 4 films, talk about them, then go into the next part. Actually, you should do that. Manage videos. Oh, I would love. My dream would be to manage a video store. Actually, when I was growing up, that was one of my dreams. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to work in a video shop. I pretty much wanted to do what Tarantino did, but my films would be much more exploitive. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was making a movie, it would be much more along like the Roger Corman, Fred Olen Ray exploitation era type of film, because that is something that's very near and dear to my heart. That I would look into. And my writing recently that I've done, because I do some writing actually, I'm working on some stuff right now, turned out not to be so much horror oriented, but actually turned out to be like working on a relationship book. Russ Meyer's top films. Oh, top film, is that Russ Meyer type film? Oh, Russ Meyer type films. Maybe a bit, not to that extent, but I definitely do agree that the Canadian Wynorski, there we go, but not, hopefully better than his early era Wynorski. If you could pick, would you manage a video store or drive an outdoor theater? Wow, that's actually a really cool question. I love drive-ins, and we do have a drive-in here just in Sydney, and they do like double, triple features all week long, and they do kind of horror stuff on the weekends. I actually saw Annabelle Creation right alongside Baby Driver as a double feature. Unusual double feature, but it works really well together actually. I think I'd go for the video store because there's that one-on-one type of just a box. What do I have a feeling you just get me out of my chair? I think you're talking about, and I'll just check it. hopefully this is it. Like 3 or 4 drive-ins left in Wisconsin. I'm surprised there's any drive-ins left around here at all here in Canada, actually. So I was really, really delighted to find out when I moved here that we had a drive-in theater. I just wish they do more retro stuff as opposed to some of the newer stuff. But I do understand that, you know, new stuff pays the bills. There's 5 here in Washington. That's amazing. Here's one for me is Wisconsin. So this was the set here. I think the set you're looking at. So basically this is Ultimate Crime Spree. It was put out by Popflix. So Popflix is a company that puts out like much like Mill Creek and that. One in Vegas and only shows new kid films. See, that's a waste of potential to only show new films. If you're going to do a drive-in, you got to do like you got to have some retro films. I'm hoping that they'll show the original Halloween, that they'll get a good print of the original Halloween to show with the new one coming out. The new Halloween film apparently has been getting rave reviews pretty much across the board. There's only a couple places that I've seen have given it kind of negative reviews so far. One was the AV Club, so expected. We'll just leave it at that. And there was one other one actually gave it like a negative review as well. But I'm really excited about the new Halloween film. I can't go past the second trailer though. See about Popflix. Great for Polizio. Yeah, actually, this is they put out a lot of really decent stuff. They also put out the those 2 or 3 that I showed in my last video as well. Those ones based on basically the Blood Red Nights and all that. But the Giallo ones, they put out like the 8 Giallo films. So you get like some really cool stuff on here. Like, have I watched Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In? Actually, on Shudder, I've watched a little bit of it. I'm trying to save it until closer to the Halloween month and actually kind of get into it and watch that. I've heard like a lot of great stuff about it. Oh no, it's like not Western films. It's kind of like gangster films, film noir, kind of like movies of the 30s and 40s. Humphrey Bogart, like Quicksand, stuff like that. So different type of stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to save some Joe Bob stuff because I really, really like Joe Bob's what Joe Bob has done. And some people, there was like a little bit of controversy. Some people really don't get that that Joe Bob Briggs is a character and that the actual guy is like incredibly intelligent and smart. Definitely, if you haven't checked out the Joe Bob Briggs stuff on Shudder, and you know, I'm trying to save it and kind of savor it. But I'm glad to know that, you know, that there's a Joe Bob Briggs TV series coming on Shudder. There's going to be one coming out, and there's 2 Joe Bob Briggs specials coming as well. So I'm looking forward to both of those. And with that being said, and my voice being almost gone, guys, I've had an amazing night with you guys here. This is just the first in this series of videos. I do plan to do more, and I'm going to go for like a more obscure one. I haven't heard the Joe Bob Briggs commentary on I Spit on Your Grave. Now, I do, however, have Hell High here, which is kind of like kind of one of those kind of fly under the radar type of like films that Joe Bob Briggs actually, he did the commentary for that. So I do have that one. And if you haven't checked out Hell High, not the greatest film, but definitely worth picking up for the Joe Bob Briggs commentary. His commentaries are really insightful. He's really good. He can have a great morning. So yeah, it is like, yeah. Luckily, I don't have to work till this afternoon. So and this was kind of like an off the cuff type of thing. I just wanted to had a great time here. It's coming into November, December, and next year to Shudder as well. I know. Digging all the live series. Thanks a lot, Stephanie. I've been kind of wondering if the live series is going as well as I hope it is, but it's been a blast. Like where I can talk back and forth. I was actually planning to film a video tonight. It's on the Millennium Edition. I don't have that actually. I've got a couple editions, but I don't have that edition. I'll come in and check it next time. Definitely, I will, and I will be. We'll be glad to have you. But. And guys, thank you so much, because these live streams are only as good as the people that are on here with me, and you guys are amazing. So thank you so much. Have a great evening, and I will see you next time here in the movie library, my amazing movie club, and we'll keep it going and getting ready for the Halloween season. Have a great evening, everybody. Stephanie, Kubrick Lover, Savannah, James, 13th Wolfman, thank you so much for coming in there, and everybody, newcomers and oldcomers alike. Thank you, and I really got to stop talking and drink some tea.